If I were you, I'd cut out on the double. Hey now, Xaereth's back. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. Folks, I am doing a lot better now. I'm not as sick, and we can make a video. So I'm excited to get this out to you. This is a GAC recap, and this is from when I was in the middle of my COVID amazingness, my adventure, so to speak. And let's just jump right into saying a huge thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all of your support, guys. I truly couldn't do what I do without you guys, and you are very appreciated. Thank you guys so much. And folks, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, comment. Remember, we're trying to get to 20,000 by the end of the year. I don't know if we can do it. It is a pretty tall order, but let's see if we can do it. Let's give it the old college try to get there. It'll be a good goal to have, or something. Thank you guys so much for all of your support, both in the past and currently. Thank you for watching this video. In fact, you're amazing. Well, more amazing than the people not watching it, that's for damn sure. So let's get to the stats. My opponent does have way more relics than me, bigger account, of course, beating me in all three of the main relic categories, which is an impressive feat. Usually at this point, people aren't beating me on all three of them, but I'm being drubbed pretty soundly on this, so good for my opponent. Well done. Mod-wise, I do beat him on one category that matters, but otherwise, like my top-end mods are going to be a little bit stronger, of course, but then he does have me beat on all the other categories, including the 6-dot mods, which is unfortunate. And then Datacrons, it's an interesting thing because I have more level 9s than him, but he's got more than double my rerolls, which is, I mean, it's neither here nor there. I mean, he spent more money. You can't get to over 300 without spending money. I've barely spent any money on Datacrons in the last few iterations, and so 150, I mean, a little bit, for sure, a little bit, but not too many. And his Datacron quality is going to be much higher than mine. I guess I'd have a small advantage, maybe, in 3s. But in 5s, you don't really need more than 28 level 9s, so he's got me there. Now, I was wondering where I had faced him before. I don't always do this when I try to look at my opponents, but I was like, man, I feel like I recognize this name. I actually, here, I'll turn my face off for just a sec. You guys don't need to see my barely sun-touched face from the sickness I've had. Yeah, I faced him in October of 22, like late October of 22. I was like, oh, I don't even know why. It's not like no disrespect to his name, but it's not a name that I was like, oh, I thought so cool or something. It just, for some reason, really stuck out to me. And then I realized when I just searched their name, and I actually already had a video out about it, recapping it, and you guys can look that up if you want. It's on my channel, guys. When I was looking at it, I accidentally clicked the analytics button and it said I made $37 off of this video. So I don't, that's not bad. I get thank you for 30, maybe it's 38 even. The little bonus there. So yeah, I'm a rich man from that video. I'll tell you what, it's like $5 an hour or something crazy. But alright, guys, here's my defenses. I tried to make it pretty tough. We have General Skywalker. It's probably he's got the Jedi can't be hurt too easily. Cron, whatever it is, the damage reduction cron. You'll have to forgive me, guys. I still really am actually recovering. So if I'm a little spacey on this video, I mean, I'm a little spacey in most videos, but please be forgiving. Anyways, I've got a weird Star Killer with Malgus team. I've got the rest of the Darth Revan squad with Sith Eternal Emperor. I think so probably the 3 weakest teams I have would be, what, like Iden, General Skywalker, and Zorii. Oh, I guess the Wookiees. So, like, 4 semi-weak teams. I wouldn't call any of them super weak, but they're all teams. Hopefully it applies enough pressure. Maybe we need to put more on defense. I don't know, guys. I do have Leia in the back with the good cron and with all the good stuff. You know, General or Jedi Master Kenobi's in the back there as well. We have Rey in the front with a pretty good cron. We have Supreme Leader Kylo with a pretty good cron as well. I'm very curious to see what people are using against all of these things that I'm placing. And then Leviathan and Executor are also on defense there. And you have to remember, guys, I was in the middle of trying to recover from COVID, so I didn't take any screenshots of what he placed, and I didn't pay a ton of attention. I was just trying to get my attacks in, and, you know, I was like, okay, we'll just take them one at a time here. So this is basically what my perception is of what my opponent had placed. Sorry, not much more. Leia, I was like, oh man, I gotta beat Leia, I guess. And then he had a bunch of Galactic Legends. It was a very tough defense. It was very imposing, but it was too much for me to really focus on. And so we're just gonna take it one at a time here, folks. And I do have the cuts from when I beat a squad. It'll go back, and you guys can be able to see some screenshots just real quickly of the remaining teams in whatever zone I happen to be killing. And so hopefully that'll give you a little bit a better picture, but he placed a lot of GLs on defense, basically, and a bunch of other good teams. It was a miasma of pain. Let's get into the actual video, shall we, guys? This will be good, potentially. So I have to kill Leia first. Of course we have to kill Leia first. That's obvious, perhaps. So we're using Jedi Master Luke with all the good Jedi. Jolee as the 5th. That's kind of the one that is flexible a little bit. So you need to get that mark onto Leia. And now, I wouldn't say I'm a very expert at this particular fight. There's still probably a lot of tricks that I'm missing, so don't take this as gospel truth of how you're exactly supposed to execute this. However, I will say I think that I have the gist of how it's supposed to go. You just need to kill, you essentially just have to kill Leia first, and it's a whole mess because they have the good cron with a ton of health, a ton of defense. They have like, you can't hurt them, and it's just a whole mess. Now this is the double tank version. This isn't what they call toxic Leia, apparently. So kill R2-D2 there by shenanigans. We've just been handing turns from Cal to Jedi Revan this whole time. You guys can go back and look at that. But yeah, just kill R2-D2 because Drogan was in hiding, and it's just like, well, that's fine. I'll just kill your friend then, I suppose. And the goal here, guys, is just obviously we just want to take out Leia because she doesn't get protected from the damage reduction cron that they all have. And then, okay, Revan died before Savior could be triggered, and now they're trying to target Jolee, which is not something I appreciate. I tend to be very grateful for a lot of things in my life, but that is not really one of them. Like, honestly, screw you guys for trying to focus down Jolee right after you kill Revan without giving me Savior. That's just messed up, man. How dare you? So, I mean, ability blocking when we can. And I, honestly, there's still a lot about Leia's kit that is a little bit just obscure to me. And for the most part, for the majority of the player base, I think that is probably just the case. It's just tough to know everything that she does. It's a novel, and how she interacts with all of her huge faction is very challenging. But I will say, one of the things that you really want to keep doing is hitting her with that. You see that little green buff that she has every time right before we hit her? If you keep taking that away, she doesn't get her ult nearly as quickly. So just keep marking her with Revan and keep going. Keep going. Just, come on, take her out, guys. You done? There, finally. We got her. We did it. I repeat, we got him. Yeah, it's pretty cool, guys, even though I don't do very good radio sounding voices. people say I have a face for radio, so there is that. At some point, I do put it on auto here, guys, just because we have a minute remaining. So we kill Leia, and I mean this goes pretty standardly. Honestly, I've been able to practice a little bit in arena. People are finally trying, or finally succeeding in unlocking her, which is great. Congratulations on my shard. So I've been able to practice. They don't have really great comps yet, but this is pretty standard so far. We got 71 banners, so that's pretty cool. I just took a screenshot because look at how fancy I am. My opponent did attack some before I attacked. He started attacking at some point in between. Now, I decided, okay, he's got this Ray team, and it's a little bit, I mean, we could probably use Starkiller. I've used Starkiller on him before, and if I had decided to do the math and check to see who had the VIP, I might have really, well, I would have normally wanted to use Starkiller, I guess I should say, but Starkiller was on defense for me, and so, I mean, what are we gonna do? We just gotta use this team, and I kept Lord Vader for offense, and so because I'm keeping Lord Vader for offense, that means we have Maul available as a flex unit to be able to use with Lord Vader or with a potential Cere and Malicos team. And honestly, this is one of the smoothest kind of fights we're gonna have. Honestly, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but one thing I should note, I'm not using the Malicos cron. I'm using a different Ufu cron that lets me have riposte, so you know, I can hit underneath protection once I do a special, and basically that's it. So can we kill L3? Nice. Okay, and remember that under Malicos, any team with Malicos on it, they're going to not be able to revive. So that's always cheering for us. Alright, no revives for either of you either. Hooray. Zorii is like, hey, what about me? Can I revive? I'm like, you know what? How about you shut the hell up? And then I throw rocks at her and her VIP, and everyone just dies. Oh, she gets a stay of execution for just a minute, because she's got damage immunity. So good for her. Whoop-de-doo. Zorii. Good job. That was very effective. Can you die now, please? See, we killed her even though she had all that bonus protection, because we have riposte. We can hit underneath that protection. Pretty cool stuff. All right, Lord Vader's here, and he put a team that is very anti. So I guess I should pause for just 1 minute and explain, guys. Right now there is a data cron that it makes it so easy to, I mean, it boosts your troopers by a lot, and so you can use your troopers if you remod Iden to be a little bit faster than your Piet, which is a tough thing to do, honestly. And then your Piet is only in the like 320s somewhere. If you have a fast Piet and a really fast Iden, like I get my Iden to like a 328 is all I can do, and that's cooking. And so my opponent was very aware of that, and when I looked, that was like the only thing I looked at when I was like, okay, well, what are they going to be doing with Lord Vader? Like, are they going to do that with Imperial troopers? And sure enough, they have remodded their Piet and Iden to be faster than him. And so naturally he would be afraid of the troopers counter on his own Lord Vader. So we put the really easy way to stop troopers from working on Lord Vader is to have Canderous on the team. And so that's what he has, is Canderous just chilling there. Just chilling, just doing his thing, but that opens the door for potentially using bounty hunters. Now it's not like a really super high win rate, but it is one that I was like, you know what, let's give this little try, shall we? The old college try. And the idea was, of course, that if we can weather the initial barrage from Maul, then we could probably just get a quick sniping of someone. And so I decided to kill Thrawn so that he didn't fracture someone I loved. And then eventually, so the one thing that it was scary is he has a pretty strong defense cron. I mean, his cron is just really strong in general, and I just wanted to. Good. Okay, we removed Maul. That was the urgency. If we could kill Thrawn and we could kill Maul, then life was just going to be way easier, obviously. And I mean, Lord Vader does a lot of really cool stuff, I guess. Gosh, I should have done my AoE right there to get armor shred on someone. That was a mistake on my end. I think I was getting a little bit, I don't know, cocky, because I was like, yeah, there's just no way they're gonna beat me now. I think I can just win this. And that's not really how it works, because the thing about Lord Vader is, I mean, he's strong anyways, but I mean, he does a lot of basics, and yeah, look at how much damage he's doing, though, because he's got offense up, crit damage up, and he's guaranteed. Is he guaranteed to crit? I actually don't know about guaranteed to crit, but I do know that he just absolutely deletes people at this point. He's already popped his ult once. He's almost killed Fennec there, and gosh, I mean, look at how much damage he's doing, guys. You get a little bit lucky here and there. It's just very touch and go. He's about to pop his ult again. Should we have done the armor shred? Probably not. We already did it one time. 57. Very, very close. A lot of RNG. Look at that. He attacked as well at the same time as me. So yeah, he's starting to clear as well. I think he only failed one time on me in that front zone, on either of the front zones, I should say. So, all right, now he's apparently got Jabba on the zone as well. Let's use our Phoenix. Now you can see right above my head, it's not me who has all of those cool those cool buffs and debuffs. That is Chopper. So good for you, Chopper. Well done for having those and stuff, I guess. And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. Let's see, someone tried to call me, and I immediately hung up on them. How dare they try to call me? Just kidding. Can't they understand, though, that I'm playing my sci-fi cellular phone game that I can't even pronounce? So we're all done with the blue debuffs. That's always the thing that's the scariest. I still need to remod this squad a little bit. People have challenged me. They're like, man, it's such an easy fight as long as you have good mods. I'm like, but what if we have mediocre to bad modding? They're like, well, obviously that's not ideal. I'm like, you guys don't understand that I'm joking. No, Xaereth, you don't ever joke about things. Very well. So I will miss this counter, guys. It's not 100% for me, at least not until I optimize the squad and people realize that I joke sometimes about things. And once I achieve one or both of those accomplishments, then I feel like we'll be able to regret the fact that this is no longer a counter. The thing is, I do need to get Phoenix a little bit more in order for this account, because this is definitely going to be a team that we use a lot moving forward. We won't have the ramping ability, so we won't be able to kill Jabba teams or anything necessarily, but, I mean, it's got a lot of long-term use for it. Look at that. Okay, so they did clear another zone, and good for them, I suppose. We just got to keep moving. So they've got Malgus, and I was like, okay, I've got Jabba on offense. I don't really know what to do with him, though, so why don't we just kill Malgus with him, I guess, because we don't have Cal available, because Cal is off hunting Leia. So let's just, I suppose, who even was that? We killed someone on the periphery. That was great. Just keep doing that, guys. Whoever that was on the periphery, just follow their example. Sorry, I'm talking to my Sith Empire friends. Follow their example and just die on the periphery, please. It's a good way to do things. Hey, look at that. We're just deleting people, guys. This is awesome. of course, Boosh does not agree. She's not doing great. Boosh, we need you to stop just being in yellow. Gosh, what the hell, man? You need to knock that off. Okay, well, at least you have full protection. I guess you're safe, right? She's safe. Boosh is safe. We're good. We're safe, guys. We did it. She's good to go. She's gonna throw a thermal that does nothing. That's what you do. Nicely done, Boosh. Chrysanthemum, why aren't you frickin'... God, can you please just taunt for once in your life? Guy doesn't know how to taunt. It's embarrassing. Alright, I decided to do an armor shred on him. Just to, I don't know, expedite the process. The guy's not gonna die unless we send a Rancor over for him. So I don't really know what we're trying for here, but you know, I did my best. Alright, we got the full banners. Good job, Rancor. Thank you for somehow healing Boosh. Alright, we beat that zone. Let's see if we can... we had to go up top. I don't remember what was on the top, though. Maybe that was the Lord Vader team. Okay, so there's like an Iden team here, an Ewok team, and an Akbar team. Nothing too crazy, actually. So, on the meantime, my Leia squad, which you could only kind of see there, my Leia squad had held 5 times. My opponent was probably not going to clear that Iden squad, but we still, I didn't have much time. If you looked at the clock, I was running out of time. I had like an hour left or something, and I was sick still. So, all right, let's get Gidme here. And I made a huge mistake, guys. In my excitement to use ETH Koth and Cup, I realized that I also needed to bring Shock T so that we could dispel crew, so that we could actually kill everyone else, but we don't have a dispel here. So luckily they do have the Malicos cron, and so that means he taunts right off the bat. And so I have 32 stacks of courage right now with Grandmaster Yoda. So delete Malicos, and then I think I'm just fast forwarding the rest of the blender. I didn't realize it at the time, but we had entered a blender, aka Fulcrum's play place. She just deletes everything, man. It's very impressive. Nothing I could do could stop her. If I had brought Shock T, which she was very available for this, then I might have had a chance. One way or another, we killed Malicos and just called it good. Decided to use Aphra here. I was initially gonna try Aphra where I don't even care, guys. Somewhere awesome. Just managed to kill Rose like she was nothing, because that's what she is. No, just kidding, guys. But seriously, she's gonna do the FU. I love doing the FU AOE to my own guys. It's so endearing and charming. But yeah, that was rough. That's a little bit rough for everyone. Now, this AdRad team, they have that same cron of taking 75% less damage if they have 50% or more turn meter. I wish that they would be a little more specific about like is AdRad right now at 50%? I mean now he is, but there's a lot of times that I would make a different decision if I knew for sure where his health bar is. So we're kind of just going fast because I mean you guys can button mash Nightsisters as well as me. I have the Omicrons on both Asajj and on what's her name? The new one. The new girl. The one who's not actually dark side, but is dark side because Nightsisters need her to be. Yeah, you guys know her name. Felicia or whatever. So, yeah, I killed AdRad, and then I couldn't kill Jin fast enough. And meanwhile, AdRad had gotten his ult off, but of course, if you have a thick enough Daka, that's not a huge deal, because then you just revive everyone, and then you get a revived Daka. But you see, we're really close to killing AdRad again. And then, of course, Jin does her AoE. Gosh, that AoE is very impressive, to be honest. I would love to get Jin up in Relics. She actually hits very hard. She hits an impressively hard amount. I wouldn't say the amount that she hits is medium or anything. It's much more impressive than that. So, yeah, just trying to kill AdRad again. Dude, okay, killed him, and then she revived him instantly. She was like, hey, you want to kill Ad? I felt like it was like Lucy in the football. She kept saying, hey, you want to kill AdRad? You want to kill him? Do it, kill Ad. Oh, and then at the last second, she just revives him again. Just, stupid football. Okay, killed Cassian. I decided, let's not let Jin play any more games. So we killed AdRad a couple times. Didn't really work out for us. So this time I pulled out my best squad. I pulled out Mothra with Wedge and his double tap cron, which is actually pretty cool. You'll note that AdRad is not taking any debuffs at all, even though I have a fairly good amount of potency on this squad. I even have potency up, and we're there. I finally landed defense down on AdRad. He had a high tenacity on AdRad, very impressive. I mean, he has a naturally high tenacity, but you have to work to get it high enough to resist that Mothra team. So we got the cleanup, good for us. We're fancy, and yeah, let's. Okay, so that's the first 10 minutes of this fight, and then this is the last 10 minutes, or 10 seconds of this fight, guys. I almost got crew down one time. That's it. I just wasted a team trying to clean up that Cere team, so poor old Dash, just totally irrelevant. Tid, poor guy. But all right, we've got Iden here, and here's the secret, guys. I mean, they've got the cool cron, right? And the cron is very strong. Now note, first off, Death Trooper, that was the big hit from Death Trooper that doesn't allow revives. So he killed my Scarefable Pathfinder with no revives allowed. And I spent the whole time wondering why Jin couldn't crit ever and revive him, and it occurred to me only afterward that, or maybe it was in the middle of it, that was actually just a permanent death from, it was just because he didn't put death mark on you, but as long as he just kills someone, just finishes someone off with that hit, it counts as them having been death marked or whatever. I mean, they don't even call it that. It's just permanent death from him. He's called Death Trooper for a reason, guys, so stay away from him. And they're hitting pretty hard because they have a really good trooper cron. What the hell do you expect? And so yeah, we gotta do something, guys. We gotta make something work. The really key thing though, guys, is you see that little rebel buff above everyone's head? That's the something buff that lets you do some dirty things to Empire, including if you can kill someone while you have that, if you can kill Empire characters while you have that, they can't revive. And that's the secret weapon against Iden that a lot of people just don't realize for some reason, that this is something that a lot of people, when they're watching my streams or whatever, they say, oh my gosh, I really didn't realize that was even a thing. And I mean, there's a lot of things that you can see they're all debuffed with dazes because of AdRad as well. AdRad is just kind of, they released him, I feel like, as a direct counter for Iden. Iden was just so strong when she first came out, and AdRad really kind of cooled her down a little bit. I mean, she was still hot, but, you know, for other reasons, I'm sure. So, you have to gauge, though. You only have one of these, right? And if you don't have that buff, which he did, but you always got to look and check. Make sure he has that buff there, because otherwise you are probably not going to do that well in the rest of your match. You can still maybe get a kill on Iden or something in the middle of it while you have that buff with an AoE or something if she's done a lot of exposed damage, but for the most part, you'd want to make sure that you can get the kill very, very quickly. So I decided, yeah, let's use it right there. We got the immediate kill on at least two of them, and if we can just get an AoE off on Iden here. See, she's got that revive buff, but it doesn't matter as long as the person taking her out has the little rebel buff, the little thing with the buff and the thing that I was describing. So Kind of stressful, though. We don't want to kill her accidentally with someone who doesn't have that buff. So, okay, she had an expose. Jin got the AoE. She had that buff. And now, we're going to fast forward as I take, like, 2 minutes, or at least 1 minute, to kill this incredibly thick Stormtrooper, because he's got the 400%... oh no, he just keeps gaining defense every time I kill one of his friends, and I've killed a lot of his friends, so yeah, we got him down. 62. Poor old Xaereth Rebel Pathfinder, man. And now, okay, Cere team, this is beginning to be a fairly big problem, because I don't have a ton left for offense, guys. And so it's like, can you just kill Qui-Gon, please? And also not incapacitate Anakin. We have Mace here to kind of hopefully block them from doing the 2-turn stun on Anakin, but you know, and Shock T to maybe cleanse that or whatever, but still a little bit like, guys, can we just... Okay, finally, got him down. Super slow motion. All of them are gone. I don't know where they went. Death Star is very clean. Congratulations to the janitors there. And we took 3 to get through it, but we did. They've got the iron in the back as well. And actually here, you guys can't see it. Let me just move this just a little bit. And then I'll move my face. You guys can see now, they've got Leviathan and Executor and Profundity. All of them. So the triple FU middle finger fleet defense, that's fine. People do that. That's fairly scary though. First we gotta kill the 2 teams in the back though. They've got AdRad, they've got the Fish Squad and then some Ewoks. I actually didn't take any video of me fighting the Fish Squad, but one thing I will say, so I have Imperial Troopers, I have Inquisition, and I have Lord Vader without Maul, and so I decided to use Imperial Troopers here against Ewoks, because as long as you're faster, and my opponent did not make his Paplu super fast. Paplu can stop troopers if he wants, kind of. If he's fast enough, he wasn't even close to fast enough. My opponent did not give him the requisite speed. So I decided to kill Wicket first, because he'd be the easiest, maybe, to take out. And remember, with the Nisa cron, it revives each Ewok 1 time. So I decided to kill everyone except for Nisa first, because I was afraid if I killed her, something crazy would happen, I guess. And then I killed her and nothing crazy happened, and we got a 65. And then, immediately after, they had this Akbar squad. I just used Inquisition for a 64. Very, very easy. Just wiped out Cholo first, and then the rest, I mean, just a few AoEs and killed all of them. It was a little sad, actually. I'm sorry I didn't take any footage of it. I thought I had, and then apparently I just didn't. So immediately into ships here, guys. We've got to kill Leviathan, and then we've got to kill Executor and Profundity. All 3, the FU fleet zone, and I mean, this is pretty standard, guys. I think the one thing that I'm doing differently lately is I'm trying out the... Okay, so right now we have a choice. In my video, I just use my Imperial TIE pilot to try to kill their spy, their Sith fighter, with a basic, and I don't think that that's a bad option. Honestly, I think that that's one of your better options. The thing that I've been testing lately, though, is if you just do a basic with the TIE pilot on the bomber here, then you can use that doesn't make him retaunt. Instead, your Vader's TIE is able to get a shot off on that fighter instead, which is a slightly higher crit chance and does a little more damage potentially. So yeah, we didn't get the 1 shot though, and frankly I don't love waiting around for it. I keep getting burned by doing it. It's worked a couple times, but it's like, well, the TIE fighter could have worked as well. I mean, it doesn't always, of course, but it could have potentially. So anyways, All right, let's kill their guy. Apparently killed someone else alongside it. That's cool. Just taking them out. I mean, you guys have seen me do this a lot. I have a whole video on how to do it. It's not 100% by any stretch, but we are doing our very best. And at the very least, this is, at this point, cleanupable. As long as you can get your ultimate with Chimera and kill their Sith bomber, that this becomes much, much, much more approachable and capable, possible, whatever word you want to use, to be able to clean up. So now we just have that Sith fighter. We've got to kill. Oh, look at that. There's a scimitar there who apparently made the Sith fighter taunt. Gosh. Is there anyone that's more of a coward than you, Darth Maul? Dear Lord. He's like, hey, I'm going to hide behind the guy with 1 hit point. It's cool, man. What happened to the fearless warrior who waded into battle against 2 Jedi at once and expected to win? He's like, I'm afraid of a couple Empire ships. It's embarrassing, man. It's like the fear of it just took his legs out from under him. All right, now this is new for me, folks. I've done this counter a few times with Negotiator using Plo Koon. You have to have a Relic 7, or if they have an IG-88 at Relic 9, then you need a Relic 8 Plo Koon, which I don't have a Relic 8 on him yet. He's on my short list, but he goes before anyone, basically. And in this case, my opponent did not have a Relic 8 Relic 9 IG-88, so I was able to use this. And then you usually just put the taunt onto the Clone Sergeant. Like, you start Clone Sergeant and you give him the taunt, and then they try to kill him, and it's tough to kill Clone Sergeant. And they can't bypass him the way they can the BTL Y-Wing, because the BTL Y-Wing, it doesn't have a pilot. But these other ships that I'm talking about, the Clone Sergeant, or in this case the new Marauder ship, do have pilots, so the bounty hunters can't just ignore the taunt. And so we're gonna put the taunt onto Marauder. This is a 7-star Marauder. Just happened to be farming it at the same time. I mean, I would have spent actually to get him unlocked anyways, but I just happened to have him unlocked at the time. I was doing the Leia unlock at the time, so I got double shards dropped. All right, this is the first time I've really used it in any kind of serious counter, and so the idea is it's just going to take a lot of hits, and then it does have a savior mechanic as well, which is something I wasn't aware of until the middle of this fight, which you'll see. But all right, I have a Relic 8 Snips, and one of the awesome things about that is you bring her in, and she just one-shots pretty much any level of Xanadu blood as long as she can hit, which is fairly likely in that circumstance. And then, I mean, the Marauder just does a whole lot more damage with his basic. Okay, so yeah, see, I was like, oh man, how soon will the Marauder be dead now? I was just kept waiting for there to be some mechanic of like they get one last hit and then they die, but apparently they just survive. It's like, yep. Yeah, we're good. We're good, man. Thank you. Thanks for checking, but we're good. And, I mean, look at all that damage you do with the Marauder, man. It's very impressive. Very, very impressive. Let's keep going, guys. Let's go. Do the mass assist. Can we just take out... I was like, I don't even know who to shoot. I guess I'll just shoot Houndstooth some and Razor Crest. Probably not the most efficient use of this fleet, but very, very cool. That was so seamless, so smooth, wonderful. And now we've got Profundity, Mirror Match, but of course, we didn't need the TIE Bomber for the Leviathan counter, so we've got the TIE Bomber if we need it. We did just kill their X-Wing. The X-Wing is... what tech is that? That's to stop... is that to stop the Empire counter? I don't really know why you'd do that, though, at this point. If you're trying to stop Empire, I mean, you kind of want to encourage Empire, don't you? So that someone has to use some other weird Leviathan counter. I don't know. I mean, I think Profundity also works pretty well against Leviathan, is what I hear. So we got to learn that. But one way or another, I mean, killed Outrider, killed the X-wing, and now we've got the TIE Bomber setting people on fire. It's great, guys. Should try setting people on fire sometime. I'm guessing that's what someone would say. That's totally not what my take is. But, alright, just trying to figure out what I want to do here, I think. Maybe I was scolding my children. Who knows, man? Who knows what all these pauses are for? Children, stop that, or I shall scold you a second time. Is probably what I was saying. I certainly was not telling them to set things on fire. That's for damn sure. They do enough of that as it is. So, all right, cool. So we got the clear, and the final result here, folks, is, I mean, I guess we'll just leave it on this screen. I have a screenshot of the exact same thing. My opponent also, because he plays so many good fleets on defense, he could not clear my fleets. He failed once on Executor before beating it, and then could not beat my Leviathan. He also could not clear my Leia squad. So, I mean, it looks a little bit lopsided here because he couldn't clear 2 zones, but in the end, he was more efficient against everything. I mean, if we just assume, I don't know, we can't assume, but I think in the end he was more efficient. He just couldn't get past the things that really, really mattered. And otherwise he would have beat me, is what my guess is. One way or another, this is a fantastic match. Good play by my opponent. Good, clean deletion of a ton of my important squads. Very interested to see what he used on, especially like the Starkiller squad. But yeah, this is a fun match, guys. And, you know, congratulations to my opponent for, I mean, honestly, for a good showing. And this isn't me being facetious or whatever, or, you know, I thought I was impressed by how they did and how few errors they had on the squad side, especially because all they failed on was once on Rey, and then, and I'm guessing that's Starkiller, and then they couldn't kill Leia. And I mean, a lot of people can't kill Leia at this stage. We're all still learning, guys. So, you know, and Leviathan, you could just get really bad RNG sometimes. It happens. And you know, they did take a risk. So, you know, you can't totally ignore that. But one way or another, folks, this has been a good match, a good way to get back into making videos again. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. Oh, one thing I did want to mention, and I will be mentioning it more in the future, guys. If you want to watch me play live, come hang out with us on Twitch. It's a good time. Links in the video description. It's free to come hang out and watch if you don't want any ads. If you already have an Amazon Prime subscription, all you've got to do is like link that to your account. It's not hard at all, as long as you know your Amazon password, and then you can support a streamer and get ad-free content whenever you like with your Prime sub. So come watch on Twitch, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. Next time maybe I'll even cut my hair or fix it or something. I wouldn't count on it.